Exact times or range for cleaning. Which should I give my customers? That is a great question, and we're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by House Call Pro, which is the #1 service software for service professionals. So if you are a house cleaner and you go to a customer's house, if you get there a few minutes early before the customer's expecting you, you can sit inside your car and you can go through the app and you can remind yourself of the customer's names, the details of their house, the details of the job, everything that's on the work order, the pets' names, the relatives' names, everything that's going to happen while you're at the customer's house. That way you're not missing any birthdays or anniversaries or any special events. If the kids had soccer games, it's all right there inside your app. So that when you go to the customer's house, if the customer's there, you will be armed and dangerous with all the information that you need in order to keep on the customer's good side. It's all automated. It's part of House Call Pro. housecallpro.com/Angela. There's no obligation, and they'll walk you on a free demo to see if it's right for you. All right, on to today's session. This is super exciting. We've had customers that ask, is it better to have an exact time that you're going to give your customer, or should you give them a range, like I'm going to be there between 9 and 11 in the morning? All right, so there are two schools of thought on this, and you're going to get mine. Mine is very specific. We've tried it both ways. In fact, we've tried it a variety of ways. We've picked the time. We've let the customers pick the time. We've given ranges. We've given exact times. What works for us best is this: exact times. Exact times, and this is how I ran my business for 25 years. So what happens is you give the customer an exact time. I will be there at 8:30 in the morning on Wednesday. What happens is at 8:30 in the morning, not a minute early, not a minute late, you're on their doorstep with your cleaning caddy. What happens is you never run into a customer that's in the shower. You never run into a customer that's in their pajamas or they're half naked or they're not expecting you, because you send your text in advance to let them know that you're on your way. Now, we've had customers that will turn and recommend us to their friends, and they say, you can set your clock by the time that Angela arrives. The reason being is everyone in our company is on the same program. So if I'm exactly on time and all of my employees are exactly on the same time, it is part of our company culture. It is part of our company brand. All of our customers expect it. All right, so in order for that to happen, what you have to do is you have to arrive on time and you have to leave on time. So even if there's no set time that you must leave, in your mind as the house cleaner and as the business owner, you know by the time you have to leave the customer's house. So we don't tell the customer when we have to leave, but we know ourselves. I got to be out of this house by 11:30 a.m., no later, because my next house starts at 11:45 or it starts at 12. Depending on where you live and where the traffic is for the next customer. The reason being is this: if you arrive at the next customer's house exactly on time, you must finish the previous job on time. And so what happens is the customers always know she's going to be here at a certain time, she's going to be gone by a certain time, and they start to expect that. Okay, here's why this is important. There are lots of customers who have doctor's appointments and hair appointments and nail appointments. They have pet grooming appointments. They have therapy appointments. They have jobs. They have other things going on. And if they don't know when you're coming and they don't know when you're leaving, they're going to hang out all day at the house waiting. And it creates a lot of problems, because if you're late, they're late for their appointments, or they're hovering, waiting for you to leave or waiting for you to arrive. And it runs into a lot of problems where you get to the customer's house and you don't want them there. Okay, but if they know that you're arriving from this time and you'll be gone by this time, they can go run their errands and come back. And during that time that you're there, they're gone and they run their errands and they come back, you're out of their way, their house is clean. So it eliminates so many problems. So my suggestion is pick an exact time, go do your job at the exact time, and then leave at an exact time. Now, in order for you to be able to do this, there are a couple things that have to happen. You have to have these in place, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so the first is inventory. You have to do your inventory the night before. You have to pack your cleaning caddies, and that might mean 2 or 3 cleaning caddies in a car, because there's no time between customers' houses. If you're leaving one house at 11:30, you're at the next customer's house at 11:45. There's no time to be going through the trunk of your car and topping off fluids and cleaning out vacuums and wiping stuff down. And there's no time. You got to throw it in your car, grab the next set, and go. So it has to be done the night before. All right, another thing that has to happen is you must have reliable transportation. If you're on a car that the tire has a slow leak and you got to fill it up between houses or whatever, that's not going to work. You have to have reliable transportation that's going to get you there every single time on time. All right, the other issue is you also have to work from a checklist. Because if you don't work from a checklist, what happens is you might get halfway through a house because this house was super messy this time, and you're not done and you're not finished. And so then you stay longer, and that throws you off schedule for the next house. So you have to work from the checklist, which says this is all the stuff that I got done today. This is all the stuff that I'm guaranteeing for my work. So you have a set price. Here's what I'm doing today. Boom, here you go. And then they know really quickly, oh, she's only going to be here for a couple of hours. And they know what that window is because you arrive and leave at the same time every time, right? So they know what that window is. They know about how much you're capable of. And so if the house is extra messy, when you get there, you have to give them a heads up. Hey, listen, the house has extra stuff going on today. Are there priorities because I'm not going to make it through my regular routine? You give them a quick heads up at the top of your shift. And then they say, okay, here's what you can skip. Skip this room today, skip this room today, whatever it is. And that way you can get through as much of the stuff that's important to them that you're going to check off on the list. Now, the only things that you checked off are the things that you're guaranteeing. But that way you're allowed to get out at a certain time and get to the next customer's house. There's another beauty of this, and it eliminates a lot of other problems that we talked about in other episodes. But one of the other problems is there's a lot of loitering where house cleaners are waiting for their pay and somebody's going to write you a check and they got to go get their purse and they're chit-chatting and they waste a lot of your time. If you have to leave at a certain time, that pay has to already be there. And so that's another good reason we put people on automatic credit card pay so that you don't have to worry about it. I'm not taking up your time. You're not taking up my time. I can get to my next customer's house. I'll just hit you with a credit card. Boom, we're done. And they go, okay, good. Let's do that. That can all be done also in House Call Pro, which is awesome. That one-click credit card processing. Okay, so the whole purpose is you want to streamline everything as much as possible so that you can fit in as many houses as possible. And whether that means multiple people and multiple teams, that allows you to do that with your scheduling. The next thing that's really important is geographical location. Because if you're going from one house to the next, it's got to be in the same area. If you're going one street over, you have 15 minutes to do that. If you're going 45 minutes across town, you just wasted 45 minutes driving across town. That's not possible. If anything happens 45 minutes on the drive, you're screwed on the time, right? You're not going to be able to make it. So you have to make sure that you've set up everything in the little domino lineup so that if one little domino goes down, they all go down in order. And that's by having all of your stuff set up so that you can attend your clients on time, you can leave on time, and keep your schedule flowing seamlessly. And then day after day after day after day, this is how you do it. The good news is this. It becomes very systematic. It becomes something you can count on. You can count on your employees. Your employees know I'm going to start at a certain time. I'm going to be done by a certain time. So if your employees have doctor's appointments, they can plan their appointments, let's say at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because they know their last house is going to wrap at about 2:30. And so it's not like, oh, well, I'm going to have to take the day off because I have a doctor's appointment this afternoon. They know exactly when they're getting off work because they get off work every day at the same time. And so that way they can plan their lives, your clients can plan their lives, and as the employer, you can plan your life, and everything runs smooth. So if you ask people, should I have a range or should I do exact time? It's entirely up to you because it's your business. But if you ask me, I say exact times. The world runs on a schedule, and doctor's appointments run on a schedule. They know how many appointments they can fit in the course of a day. They know when they need you in. They know when they need you gone in order for the next person to come in. It's the exact same thing in house cleaning. So in order for you to run a schedule and be efficient, you have to work off of a schedule. Time is one of our most valuable resources, and I encourage you not to waste yours. All right, I hope this helps a little bit. If it does, please pass it on to a friend. If we've earned your subscription, please subscribe. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.